as long as we allow ourselves to prosper with it. As a spiritualist, when I first came here to Casadega, there were sunflowers everywhere. It was a sunflower explosion here. There were sunflowers on the platform, sunflower curtains, sunflower tablecloths, sunflower chairs. I mean, oh my God. It's like a garage sale threw up here of sunflowers. That's what it looked like when we first came out here to Casadega. We still have a lot of sunflowers around, but not so much. Not like it's so much in your face. But it is the emblem of spiritualism. Also is the symbol. It is the symbol of Ukraine at this moment. And I mean the sunflowers coming back out. I've got the sunflower pin for Ukraine. It's the sunflower is a symbol for Ukraine at this point too. So it's that faith, that light, that longevity, that movement into the spirit world. And what I wanted to talk about today was a little bit about the colors, because symbology, we have to know where we're going when we do this. Because orange is the color to use the aspect of self-acceptance and a great tool to self-confidence. Perhaps the sunflower might be a useful symbol in meditation as a means for bestowing security and confidence. So the sunflower could be used to confidence of looking at it, of understanding it for your own vibration. When I was young, my mother used to have me visualize a flower and then focus my visualization on that flower and never lose the focus of the flower and then become the flower. And so when we are in meditation and we're trying to do that focusing, that connection to higher senses of consciousness, we should probably try to focus the sunflower and become the sunflower. Become that vibration, that one. Because the sunflower shelters everything around it. It's like a protective vibration. It protects all the plants and all the stuff around it. And it feeds nurturing. Because when we lived up here on Stevens Street, we used to have, my wife used to plant all these sunflowers out front. And we thought people would come walking down and people were cutting our sunflowers and taking them. So I sat watch on my porch. I sat watch. See who was cutting the sunflower. And you could see all these squirrels running across the street, running up the stalk of the sunflower, they were chewing off the head and running off with it. I said, those are the thieves. But we were feeding birds, we were feeding different vibration, different things around us. And then we moved to Tennessee. Marie planted fields of sunflowers, and all the farmers wanted to know what she was doing, because they didn't grow sunflowers in Tennessee, but they grew just fine. They grew just fine there in Tennessee. So the question is when you start to cultivate the belief, see, sunflowers are just a symbol. It's a symbol of spiritualism. It's a symbol of who we are. It's an emblem. But it isn't who you are. It's what you perceive within your own vibration. Do you have faith in yourself? Do you have faith in your connection to your higher self? Do you have faith in that? If you lose faith in your religion, you lose faith in your belief systems, and you lose faith in yourself. You lose faith in you. Because if you don't have faith in what you're doing, you're not going to move too far down the path. You have to allow yourself to have that knowing. My mother used to say, I know that I know that I know. So at knowing that you're on the right path. I was told so many times in my life, even though I was coming out here when I was young, my mother was coming out here, they thought my mother was doing child abuse, dragging me out to this evil place somewhere in Florida. So I was this child that was being abused because I was coming here. But I knew at a young age that this is where I needed to be, because I felt the belief system, the vibration worked for me, because I knew that spirit existed on the other side, because I could speak to them. I knew that spirit existed. I didn't have to say, well, I hope when I die I'm going to get to spirit. I knew that we went to spirit. So that was not it was a belief system. It was a belief system for me. I already knew that. I had a knowing. So when I have a knowing of that, then I didn't have to worry about wondering if it was going to happen. So when my parents died and people in my family died, I knew that they weren't sitting somewhere. They weren't sitting somewhere. They were in the spirit world. They were talking to me. They were conversing back and forth with me. So when you have that understanding that you believe Sure, I can have faith that it might happen, but spiritualism brings like a belief that it happens. It happens. So we have that connection to the emblem of spiritualism because it is a symbol of spiritualism, because it is the flower, the vibration that we celebrate here. But a lot of Christianity, a lot of things in the spirit world celebrate the sunflower. It goes all the way back to Clytie the nymph, who turned into a sunflower after grieving over her loss of her love Apollo. So back to Greek mythology, it's already had the sunflower and that vibration. And another symbol here is that Clytie, the form of the sunflower, is always facing the sun, looking for Apollo's chariot to return, as she might be joined again with her love. The sunflower is also a symbol of Daphne, another Greek nymph. So when we look at it, goes all the way back, the sunflower has always been food for royalty, because they thought that it brought longevity and longer life, and only the royalty could eat the sunflower seeds. Holy damn. So when we go back through history on the sunflower, it brings us to that. And I mean, it's probably because when they were realizing what our symbols should be for spiritualism, I assume that through this religion, tell people we're a bunch of Methodists, Christians, Baptists, Mormons. I mean, we got all kinds of groups. We all bring all our belief systems into this religion, and we all have that vibration. And back in the day, it was mostly Methodists. A lot of Methodists ventured into spiritualism. So that belief system of the Methodist religion, Methodists, came into this vibration. Same as the Quakers, same as other religions. They all came in here and brought their stuff with them. So you would have kind of assumed that we have this connection of them bringing this in. We weren't going to have certain symbols that radiated with other religions. We needed one that radiated with us. And they came to the sunflower, which has always been through most religions. The sunflower is there. Just like the golden rule that we recite here on Sunday morning. It is intertwined through every single religion. There's not any religion in the world that doesn't have some form, some kind of the golden rule within it. Same thing with the sunflower, the meaning of the sunflower. And the sunflower might not be hanging on every church and every vibration here in the world, but the meaning of what the sunflower means is within every religion. It protects, it follows the light. And as spiritualists, we want to follow the light. We're not going to follow some kind of darkness in somewhere. We're going to follow the light into where we're going to take ourselves. So we're always looking for the light. We're looking for that connection. No matter, I don't care if it's a cloudy day out, the sunflower will find whatever light is radiating here on the earth plane. It will search it out. That head of the sunflower will move to where that light is. And as spiritualists, we move to where the light is. Now, spiritualism has changed over the years. It has changed. We can't stay as the Fox sisters. We just celebrated March 31st. We just celebrated the birth of modern spiritualism with the Fox sisters. But we can't stay in the cottage finding the peddler in the basement. We're still looking for science of this religion to find the connection, having different connections to the spirit world. I was always taught there's not one road to the spirit world, there are many places to go. And we lose that in this religion sometimes because we're trying to focus people in one little corner, and everybody's trying to squeeze through one small door when there are many doors to walk through. And we have to realize that faith in our being, that we are on the right path. If you're doing something, you go, well, no, people might not realize that this is good. I don't know. I mean, does it work for you? Reading crystals, doing tarot, doing different vibrations of divinity to talk to spirit, does it work for you? That's what you have to ask yourself. Faith that the information that you're getting through that communication works for you. Not because somebody else says, oh my God, you better do it my way, because that is my way. My father used to say, my way or the highway. So you want to do it how it works for you. Because mostly tools within this religion are only to get you to where you need to be. It is never to say, that is it. That's the door. It's only to get you to where you need to be, and then usually you drop the tools away. You put them somewhere. You don't use them anymore. Tarot cards, different types of divinity, have nothing to do with the reader. That's just for your entertainment. The reader is reading you, not the cards. The cards are on the table, but it doesn't have that strong connection to the reader. Because if they've already set their psychic vocabulary within their being, they already know what the cards mean as soon as they hit the table. They don't have to look at the cards. They don't have to pay attention to them, because they know what the meaning of the cards are. And when we look and communicate with Spirit, we know when Spirit is communicating with us. We know when we're not connected. We know when we are connected. We know the information because it should weigh itself out. So many times when we do readings out here in Casadega, we go, oh, you don't recognize the Spirit. Okay, just keep the Spirit there. Let's see if the message weighs itself out. Either the connection to Spirit will be recognized, or the message that is given will be recognized. Not everybody on this earth plane knows everybody that crossed your path in this lifetime. You don't remember everybody that crossed your path, but somebody, you might have had an effect in somebody in your life that now they have come back to try to help you. You might not even realize that they have gone to the spirit world. You might have forgotten that they were there. But so many times when we do readings here, we get away, the person gets away, and then a week or two later go, oh, I know who that was. I know who that is now. I know who you were trying to talk about now. Because it might not hit you right away. It's when you read the books, the connection to following the light, having that faith, having that connection within your vibration, having that spiritual knowing, that flexibility of this religion. Sunfire brings flexibility. Don't get so structured. I come on the platform, when we first came here, there was Marie Lilla, Reverend Eloise Page, we had Reverend Jean Surratt. We had people behind you when you did this, and it was serious business. It was serious business. Well, I like having fun with this religion because there's no reason to be so serious that you make yourself crazy. Have fun with it. Enjoy the religion, because we do have that celebration that we are going to the spirit world. Why be all downhearted when we go, oh, I'll be so serious with the vibration? We have to read into this religion as what it means to us, what it connects to us with. Do you like who you are? Maybe the sunflower is trying to find that light. It's going to light the darker corners of your being and allow you to shine. You're never going to... Reverend Jean Surratt came up to me one day, and she said, Louis, you can't change this place. You only change you, and the energy that you propel out from your being will change the energy in this space. Only you can change you. And I always remembered that from Jean Surratt, because she stopped me in the street and she told me that. Because I was trying to fix it. Me and Marie were running through here. We were like trying to help. We were everywhere. We were like flies, trying to fix the whole place. And she said, you're not going to fix this place. The only person you're going to fix is you. The same thing with the religion of spiritualism. We have to be flexible. We have to be flexible in how we understand it. When I teach the ABCs of spiritualism and symbology, you take what it means to you, not what it means to me or somebody else, or get a book in that bookstore and it tells you what it means. What does it mean to you? And you place that in your psychic vocabulary, because that's what it will always mean to you. Because Spirit is working with you. They're not working with my vibration, because you are the channel. I'm not the channel for you. You are. And Spirit will work through you, through your channel. You might be on channel 35 and I'm on channel 4. I'm not on your channel. I haven't been on your channel for a while. I can help you, I can encourage you, but I can't dial up your channel. Your channel is private wavelength. It's your channel. It's where you see and communicate with Spirit. So you have to realize this, being that flexibility within your being. And that's what the sunflower brings. Worship. And when I call about worship, people say, oh, I got to worship. Oh, Jesus, I got to worship. It's getting quiet within yourself. I know our lives are getting very busy, very connected to who we are now. We're very busy. We got phones, we've got TVs, we've got computers, we've got busy, we're working. Oh my God, it's busy. But we should take a moment every day just to commune with Spirit. Take a moment to get quiet. It's not the question of how long you meditate. If you're meditating more than 30, 40 minutes, you better get up and do something. You're just wasting time. When we have seances, it's 1 hour. If you haven't communicated with Spirit, Spirit hasn't arrived in the space for an hour, you might as well close the seance down, because that's as much energy as you need to place into it. When you're doing meditation, figure out what kind of energy that you want to place into it and how long you can personally sit. How can you sit? How long can you sit? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes? How long? You make that appointment with your Spirit. What you're doing is you're making an appointment with Spirit, but you're also making an appointment with your higher self, your higher vibration, yours. Because really in this lifetime, we're not trying to connect to the whole complete spirit world. We're connecting to our higher self. And all spirit is connected to that. As long as you can connect to your higher self, you are connected to all. Yourself. If you're always looking for something down the road, oh, if I could just get hold of that. If I could get that special stone, maybe that fortune-telling stone that I could grab hold of, it's going to give me the abilities to speak to Spirit. That special deck of cards, that special rock, that special something. We're always looking for something special. That's going to cut the corners, going to get us right there in the vibration. That's not going to work. We have to spend and have to do the work. We have to put the work into it. And that just starts with meditation. Worshiping at your own church. It's your personal church. Do a little worship there before you take off and think you're going to make it easy and do something very easily. Because it doesn't work that way. Because we have to, it has to be longevity. Because the sunflower signifies faith, magic, healing, worship, longevity, nourishment. So, longevity at it. I teach class and I have people come to my class and I'll say, you know, you should meditate. Teach them some stuff. Next week, they haven't meditated a minute. No. They come back to the class. They want to learn more, but they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything to communicate with the spirit world. But they come back to class. Instead of allowing themselves to work. Because sure, we as teachers and ministers and people can give you every tool that you need to get you to where you need to be. But you have to put them all in your personal car and drive them there. We're not going to run alongside the car and scream at you through the windows. We can just allow you to take it wherever you need to be. And it's taking what you need. I could teach you all kinds of ways to do readings. Somebody else could teach you a different way to do readings. Somebody else could teach you a different way to do readings. But what you do is you take from every part of that and go, ooh, I like that. That works for me. I like that. Put that in your little peddler's bag. Put that in your bag. And then pretty soon you've got your own little mix going on. Your own vibration for you. As long as you have faith in yourself, faith in your being that's saying, oh, I'm good with this. I like this. I work well with this. Then you'll be able to communicate with Spirit. You know, when you communicate with Spirit the best is when you're totally exhausted. You've let your barriers down, you're so exhausted you can't stand it. And then all of a sudden Spirit starts to jump in. Then you're too tired to talk to them. I'm so exhausted, leave me alone. But it's when we're so exhausted, it's when Spirit starts to arrive. But we shouldn't allow ourselves to get that exhausted. Start working at it to bring you to that level. There's a level with spirit. There's that connection to spirit, a level. As we move, we sit here, spirit sits up here. We have this movement. We have to get to spirit. We have to move to them. They can adjust their energy a bit, but they're not going to drop all the way from all the way down to yours. There has to be an effort to get to them. They will drop down to yours if you've done something stupid, and they're coming to save you. But other than that, they will stay at their level, and you will move to them. You will get to their vibration, because spirit works at a higher vibration than we do. So we have to meditate, we have to get quiet, we have to move to that vibration. And when you're there, you'll know, you're in a flow. You feel it. There's a feeling you get when you're in that flow, when you're in that, I'm in a flow. Because you'll start doing things and you'll be saying things and putting things in motion, and you'll have no idea what you said. It's like, I was in a flow. It's this question of nourishment too, because the sunflower nourishes everything around it. But we have to nourish ourselves. That includes taking care of yourself. Treating your temple religiously. Take care of yourself. Don't put yourself in situations. Someone's talking negative, people are having a lot of negative energy, just give them a wide berth and leave them alone. Don't stay in the situation. Don't stay over there and kind of think that you're going to fix it. Remember Change the Ranch? You're not fixing it. Only fix yourself. Move along. Nothing to see here. Move along. Because we have to realize, be careful of what energy. It isn't when we do the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word. And I've always understood that as be impeccable with your word for yourself. What are you telling yourself? What is the word that you're speaking to your inner being? Not what you're telling other people. What are you telling yourself? When you wake up in the morning, what is the conversation you're having with yourself? What is the conversation you're having? That is the conversation we have to get in control of. That conversation of being. Your conversation with yourself, is it negative? Is it negative or is it positive? Keep a little track, like, oh, negative thought. Oh, got a positive thought. Oh. Figure out how many negative thoughts you have in a day. Try to curtail those and try to bring those under, have them taking them under advisement. Try to clear them away from your being. And if there are people causing the negative thoughts, give them a wide berth. Don't keep entertaining the negative thoughts. I had a lady the other day, she says, oh, Lewis, I work for a place, they're so negative. They're just all crazy. But she said, I have to get in and try to help them. I said, no, you don't. Just because you work someplace very negative doesn't mean you have to entertain the negativity. Sit. My mother used to say, just sit, smile, and make them wonder what you're up to. Don't entertain yourself in that vibration. Because as spiritualism, when I came here, when I used to attend my father's church, he used to have sunflowers in his church, symbolizing the divinity of Father, Son, Holy Ghost, the divinity of it. So when I came here, I saw the sunflowers. I said, ooh, sunflowers here too. My father looked at me and said, not the same meaning as when my church. But I thought it was. I thought it was the sunflower. We're all spiritual. We're all connected to a higher sense of consciousness. We're all on our own journey. We're all on our own vibration. It's what we learn, what we propel in our motion, what we propel in our lives gets us to where we need to be. Read whatever books you need to read. Place within your vibration all the information you personally need. Don't be so have psychic overload that you have so much in there, you're ready to just go. Store what you need, the rest of it, let it go. Don't be a hoarder of spiritual knowledge. Don't hoard everything in your being and never use any of it. Don't hoard it all. Let it go. Let it be. When I was 6 years old, I was not forced, I can't say I was forced. But over from 6 to the age of 10, I was asked to read the Bible from cover to cover. And through those years, I read the Bible 8 to 10 times from cover to cover. And every time I would look at my father and he'd go, well, what do you think about that verse? This is what that verse means. I go, well, let's turn over here to Corinthians. What about that? He goes, oh, we don't read that in this church. I said, okay, don't read that, okay. Well, that kind of disillusions that what you're reading over here, because you have something else over here. And that's when we do spiritual work. We read something here and we go, ooh. Then we go over somewhere else and we go, oh, wait a second. Because information that falls in our lives gets our attention. So the longevity of what you do with the religion, longevity. If you're only going to do it for a couple of days and think, oh, this is it, that's all I'm going to do, then you're not progressing. You're stopping at a doorway or a platform. You're not progressing towards the next door. There's so much more to learn. I always think of spiritualism as a journey. I'm never going to reach my destination. It's my journey, my trip. And that's through any religion, any vibration. It's never stopping at a door and staying there. But believe what my father used to say, knock on the door and it'll be open, ask and you will receive. If we knock and we allow ourselves to walk through the door, more knowledge will arrive. We stay there, knowledge doesn't arrive until we start to be able to accept it. Best things in the world can follow you, but if you don't accept them, you're probably not going to see them. So having that faith to understand that you are you. You, not me, not something, you're you. You're where you need to be at this point in your life. Right today, every one of you here are where you need to be. Now, where do you want to go from here? Where do you want to go? From here, from this direction, where? That's what you ask yourself every single day you get up. Okay, I got here today. Where am I going today? And that's when you create your day. That's when you create your vibration every single morning. Create what you feel like you need to see today. Not because you're creating for other people. You know, we get into this religion, we get into this spiritualism where people that are connecting to helping others to serve. You don't get in this religion just to be here, you're here to serve. Whether you think, oh, listen, I'm not a medium, I'm not a healer, how am I going to serve? We go back to rule number 1. It's all about you. It's what energy you propel out from your being will affect others. So you just being you affects the earth plane. So whatever energy you're putting out into the world. So today, if you think positive thoughts, positive vibrations within your life, you're going to attract people, situations, and positive vibrations into your being. Negative thoughts, negative situations, negative vibrations, you can see them coming. They'll look a little strange, they'll come follow you, and they'll want you to take care of stuff in their life. Look at what's being attracted to you in your life. Are you following the light like the sunflower? Are you following it? That's what you have to ask yourself. Do you follow the light? You might not follow the full light. Might be too bright for you. You might have those sunglasses on. You might be waiting for it to calm down a little bit. But do you follow the light? We all vision our lives following the light. We all want to follow it. We all want to see it. So how do you achieve your well-being? That's by getting in touch with your higher self. That's through meditation, being quiet, understanding what works for you. Circling yourself with positive energy. Not negative energy, but positive energy. If it isn't positive where you are, then go somewhere where it's positive. Take a day. Take a moment. Take a moment. When I used to play football, the coach would say, take a knee. Take a knee right now. Just take a knee. Everybody take a knee. Every once in a while, maybe we just need to take a knee. Just kneel for a moment. Just take a breath. Sometimes we have to do that because we've attracted some stuff and we have to duck so it doesn't hit us. So sometimes we just have to realize that we don't have to stay where we are. We can move to a higher sense of consciousness. And that's what spiritualism is all about. It's not for mediumship, getting healings and all this stuff. All this religion really is for you. It's for your vibration to lift you to where you personally need to be. You might be far ahead of other people. You might be like, I'm up on the path. Then you have more duties then. Because now you've got to help the ones that are behind you up to where you are. You can't keep running down the path. You'll be all by yourself and lost in the woods, and then we'll have to come find you. So you'll have to allow yourself to help others. So that becomes that conscious thing of pulling people with you, trying to get them to that area, giving them information, giving them knowledge of how to use it and put it in motion. And that's why the camps, that's why spiritualist churches, that's why even regular churches have religious meetings, because there is a group of consciousness. A group. You could sit home all by yourself and never see anyone, but you'll never get that group energy that you can pull from that allows you to understand your highest potential. That group energy, that vibration of group consciousness. That's why in the day people met in circles. They had home circles, they had home meetings, they had all kinds of things going on to gather the knowledge. When I first went to a table tipping with my mother, I was sat in the back and my mother said, write down, so she had the alphabet all written out by numbers. And the table would move like for 3 and I'd write a C. And it would spell out all these sentences from the spirit world. And usually a table tipping seance back in the day would last 8 to 10 hours. You better be ready to be there, because that spirit would work and tip the table until it spelled out enough. Sometimes you got 5, 6 sentences, sometimes you got 1, maybe sometimes you got a paragraph. But they would spell out what they wanted us to know. And I thought that was cool because people had that conscious effort to sit there that long just to get that little bit of information from the spirit world. And that's what people used to do. They used to sit for hours just to radiate that vibration. Today, we can't even sit 2 minutes. We can't sit just a moment. Have a moment with your guides. As Anita Evans would say, have a come to Jesus moment with your guides. Have a come to Jesus moment. Sometimes we have to do that. Just have a come moment with our guides. Listen to yourself. If you're in a space in your life, a vibration within your life, it's not quite working for you, ask your guides. Knock and the door will be open, ask and you will receive. You gotta ask. Oh, I can't talk to him that way. Oh, that's sacred. No. You ought to hear how I yell at my guides. I handpicked them. I handpicked these people before I got here. I don't care if they're sleeping or not. I'm going to wake them up. Let's go. Let's go do this. You have to realize that if you don't speak to them, you don't have any conversation with them. How are you expecting them to have a conversation with you? You've got to have a conversation. Whether you're doing it in your head. And I always say, so to end this, I always tell people, when you're asking Spirit something, don't go through your head and just kind of look through has to go through all your filters. Every one of us are like a bunch of pool filters. Got to go through every one of the pool filters till it finally comes out. You ask for something, by the time Spirit hears it, they don't understand what you wanted. Write it, the spoken word or the written word. Write it down or speak it out loud to spirit. Spoken word. We can do, I tell people, we can do that now. Back in the day, you start talking to yourself, people would lock you up. Everybody's on the phone now. They just think you're talking on the phone. Just talk as loud, much as you want. Your guys. Just talk to yourself. They'll just think you're talking on the phone, having a conversation. Have a conversation with your higher self. Allow you to realize your full potential. And that's what the sunflower really wants you to do. The emblem. It's transplanted in every soil. It follows the light. It nurtures, it nourishes everything around it. And that's really what this religion really wants to do, is to nurture, to uplift, to bless you on your journey. Maybe we should pick a few sunflowers on our way to our full potential. You might just say, hey, I got the biggest sunflower in the field, I'm running with it. Then take that one, but take whatever you want out of the field and move down towards your higher self. Now, if anybody wants to ask me a question, I will entertain questions. Such a good group, huh? Such a good group. Okay, you are such a good group, no questions today. But remember, understanding where you're at. That's your only objective in this religion. Oh, Louis, I've got to do, oh, no, you don't. You're not called to do anything. You're encouraged. Unless we really need you to do something, we'll duct tape you and drag you to it. But other than that, you're encouraged to be where you want to be, or what you personally would like to do. But trust your knowing. Know that you know that you know. Have that clarity within your being. And if the clarity isn't there, then ask your guides for it. Ask them. Explain to them what the clarity is and what you expect. What fits you, not what fits everybody in the space. Does it fit you? Everybody else might go, but it's yours. Like, oh, no, I want that. Then that you asked and you will receive. But have a knowing that you could receive it if you asked for it. Don't ask guides and go, oh, I don't know if I'll ever accept that. I don't know. When you ask for something, the biggest trick I found out in this religion, when you ask for something, right after you ask for it, what is that voice telling you right after you ask for it? Oh, I'll never get that. Oh, what's that voice telling you? That is the voice you need to quiet and get on the same page as what you're asking. You can't have both of them talking in different directions. One full direction is where it's going to come. Quiet the voice. Quiet your mind. Just quiet your mind, ask, and then see what your mind tells you once you ask for it. What's it say? Do you have a negative thought or a positive thought after you ask for that? You should ask yourself. Now I want to thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much. And
Already with the microphone.